Hello YouTubes, this is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough action. As always, we are joined by our lovely avatar, Zombie Steve, and we are moving topside for some magic base action. And I've been playing around with various building tools over the last few episodes. The Better Builder's Wand Unbreakable tool was great at just adding a lot of blocks. The Resonant Exchanger from Exchangers mod was great at turning, like, say, a stone wall into a laboratory block tile wall by exchanging blocks out. And so now I'm going to try playing around with, or I have been trying playing around with the building gadgets from Direwolf 20, that mod pack. And what I've done is I've gone to the creative world and built myself a, see if it'll show it here. Yeah, so I've built myself like a little mage tower here. So you can see it from the top. It's a little six-pointed star. And then from the side, zoom in a little. And basically this is one story, and I hope to be able to stack them so that we can make at least 3 stories to start, and then we'll see what we want to do from there. So that is what I'm going to be trying to do. So I'm not 100% clear how this thing works. I've played around with it a little, and seems to be working okay. The only problem I have is I'm not 100% sure if linking to an inventory like a chest works. I just tried to link to my ME crafting terminal, and it said it linked, but I'm not sure I believe it because it doesn't appear to be acting like it. So in other words, when I mouse over what one floor will cost, the numbers in red are things that I'm missing, and so I'm not 100% sure it's looking at that. So we'll try again when we get upstairs. I've got stuff. I've started to put stuff into a chest up there, and we'll try and do one floor at a time, and then hit the chest for extra mats in between each floor. So I'm just sort of waiting for nighttime to be over. There's a ton of monsters out there. I've got to set up lighting once I get everything settled and pick a location. I think I've got all the blocks I need now. This thing will create appearance blocks from construction paste, which is something you can make out of like clay and sand and etc. Sort of like concrete powder, but I want to make it with real materials as opposed to the paste. So we shall see what happens. I'm going to pause here, and when dawn comes, we will try to make this work. Alright, dawn is upon us, and you can see here's our original fort base, and I have cleared off an area. So this clearing was a combination of the building gadgets, destruction gadget. Basically, I shaved everything down to one level, and then I used the exchanger to, you know, put stone in place of coal deposits and etc. Or to remove, we had some cobblestone or some stone bricks out there where we were doing our miniaturization for compact machines. And so I just exchanged that with stone, or exchanged some dirt with stone. And then I used, you know, the unbreakable wand to fill in a hole. So, you know, just sort of been, you know, mixing and matching and playing around. But what we want to do right now is try to place this bad boy. And so probably the easiest thing for me to do is going to be to try to get above it so I can figure out where I want it. I think I'm going to want it right about in here. So right about in here. But I'm also going to want to, I think I'm going to put it up a block. So I'm going to park it on that so that I can fill in something. I intentionally left the floor not quite how I would want it at ground level so that I could stack the floors. Now let's just make sure, well first let's see if we can link this chest and see what it does. Bound gadget to inventory. Cool. Now does it say it has stuff? It does say it has stuff. Excellent. Let's see what happens here. So that's going to put it one up in the air. And it lied, it don't have stuff. Alright, so I don't think the bind to inventory is quite working right yet, so I think we can hit undo. Yes, good. So now we got to make sure that we actually have the stuff in our inventory. So we're going to need, for each floor, we're going to need, let's see, we're going to need 358. So we're going to need a bunch of that. I'm looking at the little red numbers and making them not red so much. Alright, now we should have enough in our inventory so that we don't have to worry about linking to something. So if we do this again, aha, now we're in business. There we go. So that's going to be the ground floor of our mage tower. And I'm going to fill in a little extra under the foundation. But the next thing I actually want to do is it didn't put in the blocks. Darn it. One way we can do that is to just build a column here. So now we can just put that on there. Yes, that looks like it should work fine for our second story. So now we just got to make sure that we once again have enough goods in our inventory for another story. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we're missing. Alright, so I didn't place the spacer blocks in there because I have the wrong kind of dirt and I don't have construction paste on me. So if we do this, it will place them. So then we can look at the other way you would do this other than building a column on your guide piece. So if we do it this way, let's double check, make sure I have everything. Looks like, boom. Alright, so we now have 2 stories. And now it did put in the guide pieces. So what these are is that when I copied this, this is one corner. So it brings out the outside edge of this. And then this, I thought I was using dirt, but it made a construction block. So this would be the other outside corner. So what I copied and pasted was a cube bounded by this corner and this corner. And so now if I want to do a third one, what I can do instead of having, building something up, is I can hold down G for the menu and rotate and then just put it on here. And since it's symmetrical, that will work. But we need to make sure that we have enough for another story on us. And it looks like we do. So let's take a look. Boom. And I think 3 stories is all I'm going to build for now. Yeah, I don't have enough for more right at the moment. But that is going to be our little mage tower. And I'm going to put some of my magic stuff in there, like my, Thaumcraft research table and my enchanting stuff and etc., etc. So there are going to be some features in here. Well, first of all, so this is enlightened fused quartz, so it's actually going to be a light. This is ineffable glass, so I can fly through it. I'm going to put open blocks elevators in these corners, so that is, we can, and they're going to be on opposite sides on the one that I rotated, but we'll figure that out. So we can teleport up between levels or just fly through the windows. These things here on the side where the fused quartz are going to be a cryotheum, a gelid cryotheum feature. So if we have to break some blocks to get in there, but let's see if I come in right about here. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to put that. So I can show you what that's going to look like. Cryotheum. So this is going to be similar to the cryotheum I have in the walls down in my base. I'm going to put a bucket there. And it's going to flow down like so. And hopefully not flow out the bottom. I think I've got something in the bottom. Yeah, so I'm going to do that for all of these side windows here. And so now we can button up this. And I should put one more block in there. There should also be a marble block in there. Don't want to have any empty spaces in there. So that there, and then we're gonna doink. Anyway, I can do the rest of this off camera, but now you get a feel for what I'm going to do there. It should look reasonably cool at night. So it's not huge floors, but then again, I'm not building huge industrial situations here. I'm going to have like some bookshelves and a crafting or an enchantment table. I'm going to have my Thaumcraft, arcane research table and an arcane workbench. I'm going to have a few things like that. So it's just going to be sort of a simple little mage tower for putting our mage stuff in. So underneath here, I want to make sure I'm going to put something white underneath there. So I might have to dig down to get to the base of it. But now that it's getting dark, you should be able to, you can better see how it's going to look from afar. So there will be another layer of the blue factory blocks along the bottom to make that look symmetrical. Of course, all of these windows on the corners, on the four corners, cardinal corners, will be filled with cryotheum. And all the ones on the northwest, southwest, etc. are ineffable glass, so I can go through them, but monsters can't. Don't know if I'm going to need another floor right at the moment. I'm not going to do anything with the top. However, I'll either add one more floor to it and put some astral sorcery stuff up there, or I'll just leave it 3 stories. If I only leave it 3 stories, I'll put, like maybe some railing and some other stuff up there just to make it look interesting on top, make it look more finished up there. But I like it. I think it's going to be relatively cool looking when I finish it up. So I'm going to keep working on this bad boy. Then what else I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to put like a wall, sort of like our fort wall. I'm going to put a wall around this. This is going to be a big courtyard. I'll replace the stone probably with grass for most of it. Out here on this courtyard, we'll have an area for Botania plants and mana spreaders and etc. Things like that. Get rid of these blocks. Anyway, I dig it. I like it. I know that's just me saying it. I should like it since I'm the one that built it, but I think it looks a little fancier than our pre-generated log fort. Getting shot at. But yeah, definitely need a wall, so I'm going to have if we get up here a ways, I'm going to have a wall that's rectangular and stretches all across here, and then we'll sort of landscape that and have some outdoor areas, etc. And then eventually we'll probably spread out and have to have, some temples and astral sorcery stuff around as well. But for right now, I think I'm going to stop recording and I'll play around a bit more and maybe put up a wall, install the elevators, get the rest of the cryotheum put in, and depending on runtime, I will come back and show you how far I made it this episode. Back in a moment. Alright, so here it is in daylight. We've got a mage tower to move our stuff into, our enchanting and our thaumcraft and our flower pedestal thingy from Botania, and basically a lot of the tools of trade for that stuff. Got the cryotheum features in. There's ineffable glass in all the windows in the 4 corners, so I can come in and out and monsters cannot. I installed, I did not install on this floor the elevator. Let's see. So if I go out, see, I got one in the bottom floor, yes. And this would be the 2nd floor, and this would be the roof. Again, I've just sort of put some light and blocks up here for now. I'm not sure if I want to take this up one more floor and then put a finished roof on it, or if I want to finish this and call it the roof. But I am missing an elevator on this floor. That would go right here. Gonna make all of them face west. And Since this room was rotated, I have a hole here to fill that. And so now we've got all those there. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to start moving stuff in. I filled in the base, so now it's got 2 here, like it does in between the other floors. 2 blue factory block ice. Pick this up now. So yeah, I'm going to pause here and come back at nighttime and see what it looks like with the lights on. And then we can, I've got to figure out what I want to do with a wall. Yeah, and I can't remember if I said this, but basically what I did was I built a floor of this and used the building gadgets tool to copy that, and I built that in creative mode so that I would have access to everything and could easily build it and not have to worry about monsters. And so then I built that and copied it into my clipboard and then logged in here and copied it into my terminal downstairs and was able to build it here. So that was pretty handy. It felt like cheating, but hey, a lot of the stuff that goes on in expert mod packs feels like cheating. I'm creating 1.6 million RF per tick. Of course I feel like I'm cheating. I'm flying like creative mode. Of course I feel like I'm cheating. But anyway, I think I like it. It's a little bit busy, but it definitely looks more interesting than our standard generated log fort, which is great for just flavor for a normal world with some normal villagers. But when we're talking about, a supreme person with awesome flying abilities and invulnerable and super magic powers and nuclear reactors, gotta have something a little fancier if we're gonna come up above ground. Alright, so I'm gonna pause here and we'll come back at night and see what it looks like at night from a distance. And I'll be right back. Alright, and the sun has gone down. It is dark out. I do have night vision, so it doesn't look that dark. But seen from above, the tower does have that sort of 8-pointed star, square on a square kind of thing, which looks sort of cool. If we go down in here and take a look on the inside, each floor looks like this. It's nice and well lit. Those are enlightened fused quartz in the ceiling there. Oh, and I'm missing a slab there. Do I have a slab on me? Yes. And then I've got enlightened fused quartz in the floor as well. So it's nice and lit up. Not a lot of room, but then again, all I'm going to do is put a few pieces of magical accoutrement in the corners here. And so each floor is going to look the same. So second, first floor. I like the gelid cryotheum. Nice big windows that I can fly out of from ineffable glass, and if we look at it from a distance, it's all lit up nice. I like it, if I do say so myself. And I think that might be tall enough, so I might finish up the roof and basically flare it out a bit on the roof, make it sort of look like a rook from chess. Give it sort of a crenellated top, and then we can put an astral sorcery thing up there. I don't think it's big enough for the full-on huge astral sorcery temple type things. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only roughly a 9x9 on the squared in sides with a little extra space on the sides. But we could at least put our current astral sorcery table up there. Anyway, that's probably about it for this episode. I've got to figure out what I want to do for a walled courtyard. Put a wall in along the back here and then stretching all the way out here and around here and around here. we'll put our Botania and mana spreaders and all that stuff up there. Get it all lit up so that we don't have all these damn monsters running around. Put in some, maybe a little garden area, make it look all nice. But yeah, that's about it for now. And I will talk to you more next time. Bye.